I gotta stop running into this guy like this. I think he sucks. I didn't even know Roman Polanski directed this one. Hey everybody, what's going on? Today we're going to be talking about a movie that I have not seen in forever, and I kind of remembered enjoying, but it's been a long time since I've seen it, and I wanted to go back and see, okay, was it good or am I just remembering it wrong? Today we're going to be talking about 1999's The Ninth Gate, starring Johnny Depp and Frank Langella. I will warn you, there's probably going to be spoilers in this review. Here's a funny thing. I didn't even know until today that Roman Polanski was the director of this, and that probably knocks it down a few notches because, screw that guy. But I wanted to judge the movie for what it was, so we're going to be talking about it, and we'll see if it really held up or if I was just remembering it wrong. Okay, so what this one is about is Johnny Depp plays a rare book dealer who, let's just say he's not the best of people. He plays dirty. He goes to like estate sales to where he can trick people into thinking, okay, these books are really expensive, but I'll take these off your hand. I can only give you a couple thousand, even though he knows they're worth tons of money. And we see him pull one of these deals right at the beginning of the movie. We kind of learn that he isn't the straightest of shooters. He is hired by Frank Langella's character, who Frank Langella's his whole book collection is about Satan, and he has this book something or other of the Nine Gates, and there's only apparently 3 left in the world, but he thinks, and from what he understood, Frank Langella's character, he says that he thinks 2 of them in the world are fake and 1 of them is real, and he wants Johnny Depp's character to go investigate and figure out if they're all he wants to compare the books, see if they're all legit or if there's something that he can tell, okay, this one's a fraud or whatever. And he goes, if mine's the fraud, I want you to get the other books any means necessary. And Johnny Depp's character's like, well, I'm not going to do something illegal. And he goes, well, it's not like you haven't done it before. But he goes, yeah, but this is big time illegal. And he goes, hence the blank check. He pretty much gives Johnny Depp's character a blank check to get these books. And we find out that the way that Frank Langella's character got his book, we see the guy off himself at the beginning of the movie. Turns out it wasn't he sold the book, but it really wasn't his book. It was his wife's, and his wife is not real thrilled that he sold the book. So we find out later she's involved in something, but they really want that book back. But as the story goes, Johnny Depp's character is looking at these other books and everything, but then something's happening to their owner, and the books are part of the books are taken and the rest is burned. So we find out that only certain parts of the book are important, and it comes to find out those parts that are important are the differences between the books, and those differences actually mean something. This movie, I still enjoyed it. Now, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people don't like this movie, and I get it. I get why. It is kind of a slog. I thought it was an interesting slog in some way, shape, or form, but I get why people are really tearing into this one. It's just that I think really what ruined it for me was the ending, and we'll talk about the ending in a minute. When it comes to Johnny Depp, we're with him pretty much the entire time, and he is followed by a character that's only known as the girl. He thinks that she either works for Frank Langella's character or she works for the woman who wants to get the book back. He doesn't know. He finally figures out who she works for. But we come to find out that this girl is supernatural in some way, shape, or form, because we see her glide down some steps, like almost fly down them, and later in the movie her eyes are glowing and things like that. We never really find out, at least to my knowledge, who she really is. Is she an angel? Is she a demon? We don't know, and that's honestly one of my biggest disappointments. I mean, it could go either way, but from what I saw, they didn't really explain it, who she was. But and here's where we're getting into spoiler territory. After I'll say this, the look and feel of the film is okay. The performances are good. Depp's pretty solid in it. I wouldn't say it's his best performance, but it's definitely not one of his phone-it-in performances. You can tell he, wanted to do a good job on this movie. So when it comes to Frank Langella, we see him a few times in this one. Most of the time, he's just relegated to the phone. That being said, he's got a really cool voice, so that's okay. He still puts on a good performance. Probably the best part of the movie. He does get a little cheesy here and there whenever there's a scene involving like a gathering of Satanists. He gets a little silly, but I still enjoyed his performance. Now, the story as a whole, it's a slow burner, and it's just kind of Depp's character investigating these books and everything, and then people are trying to kill him for his book. Or they're at least just trying to get the book from him. Now, who is trying to kill him? Well, we find out that there are multiple people trying to go after him, trying to get this book. And in the end, and here's where we're getting into spoiler territory, it comes to find out that Frank Langella's character, obviously, I mean, it's pretty obvious at the first, but he's the one, while the lady who lost the book, that husband sold the book, really wants the book, she just wants it for her little social club. Frank Langella's character wants it because he wants to summon Satan. But comes to find out, and this is where the movie just kind of fell apart, I think. When Langella's character's trying to summon the devil, comes to find out one of the pages is a fraud, and then Depp's character tracks it down, and he's, I guess, welcomed into hell. It was just kind of a dumb ending. One other thing, you see throughout the movie, some of the stuff that are happening on these pages kind of happen, like someone's killed and they're hung up by their foot the same way someone else is, the same way someone is in the book, one of the pictures and everything. And the ninth page has a girl getting it on with like a multi-headed dragon thing, and it turns out that's the fraud page, but when he finds the right page, it sees that, the castle's on fire, which it was when he gets intimate with the girl, and it comes to find out they're fulfilling the prophecy of the woman laying with the dragon. I guess Depp's character is either welcomed into hell or he is Satan. I don't know. That's where the movie kind of falls apart, because it doesn't really explain anything, and then it's over. So, is this a decent enough movie? Yeah, I think it's a decent enough movie. I think it falls apart in the end, though, and really, I think that's the biggest disappointment's the ending. But that's just it. You can have a great movie, or even just a really entertaining movie, but if it doesn't stick the landing, it just kind of hurts it. I know a lot of people disagree with me with Hereditary. I thought that was a great movie until the ending. A lot of people have nailed me with that. It's like, hey, it's just an opinion. I thought it didn't stick the landing. It didn't say the rest of the movie wasn't good. I just thought the ending was kind of meh. And I kind of feel like this one is like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this movie leading up to the end was better than Hereditary. No, Hereditary was a way better movie up until the end. But this one's okay. It's just an interesting investigation movie, and has some supernatural elements to it, and that's about it. But is it really worth watching? I wouldn't pay for it, but it's free on Amazon Prime right now. I think it's under IMDb TV. So it says there's supposed to be commercials, but there wasn't any whenever I watched it. So hey, there was a plus there. But anyway, it's an okay movie. It's a little long, in my opinion. It's about 2 1/4. So I thought it was a little long, but yeah, it was all right. It was okay seeing it again. I probably won't watch it again, but it was nice revisiting. But anyway, that's going to be all for this review. See you later.